Yeah, like at this point, like you don't want to start feeding him cans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to feed him cans. Like similar how they've been feeding all Adrian Broner's wins in the past 5 years. Broner won over the weekend, and I didn't even have a chance to really watch the fight just because. Before I have my opinion, before I voice my opinion on it, because y'all know how I feel about it. Did you guys check out the fight?
So there's a YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to, and they always do like reactions or like post-fight interviews with the fighters. And I saw Broner, and I was like, I even forgot that he fought. So I saw him, then I went online to read the results, and he won a unanimous decision. So I'm not entirely upset because Broner was kind of a bum, and when he before he returned, his last win was like 2017, and now he came back and he fought a tune-up jobber fight. He fought a jobber, and that's okay for him. You know what I mean? Like it's boxing, expected. It's not. And it wasn't like Broner was elite of the elite. He was just a name, just getting beat. You know what I mean? So for him, I think it's good for him to get his feet wet again, and hopefully his next fight is against tougher competition. We'll see. But it's boxing. They might feed him a few more cans just to help build that mythical aura he used to have back in the day.
With Broner, like just like you said, he hasn't won since 2017. It wasn't like he was fighting like top tier competition. It's not like they're saying, "Hey, we want you to fight Terrence Crawford," and like he's actually putting the brakes on somebody or Earl Spence or whoever. So back in the day when he called himself the Can Man, and now he's literally the Can Man of like his only wins are just against like jobbers,
Roberts, yeah,
cans. Yeah. Like he's not fighting anybody of significance. Like
yeah.
what you think about it, Nigel?
I don't give a fuck about Adrian Broner. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know much about his career at this point in time. The only thing I'll say about Adrian Broner is this, because I'm honestly not too familiar with the topic, right? I don't know much about him, but I know he talks a lot of shit, and it seems like for somebody who talks the amount of shit that he would, and I think he has a lot going on as a person, you know what I mean? But like I think
Yeah.
if he can get past some of his mental shit, he might be able to build some type of streak for himself.
Yeah, but see, even then, his streak is going to be against cans. Like when he fights like real competition, like he loses the fight. Like who was it? He fought the prior to this one. He fought Mikey Garcia, lost. Jesse Vargas, lost. Manny Pacquiao, lost, and then have the nerve after the Manny Pacquiao fight to say, "Oh, everybody that saw that fight, no, I beat that boy. Didn't win a round. He might have won maybe one round with Manny Pacquiao, or made a competition." So it's like he, he's going like his streak is like he became like a B class fighter at the end of the day. Like he's not to me. I think the thing that helps him is just like the thing that helps the Conor McGregors of the world, the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, is that they know how to talk trash, right? But at the end of the day, it's a proof and concept. Like if you can't win, like he'll in his mind, a win is a win, and I understand that you put the work in. But at the end of the day, you put in the work in and you beat a can.
Yeah, yeah, he's a man. I was tuned into Adrian Broner, and then once I seen like it wasn't the Maidana loss that made me be like, I'm not fucking with him. It was the losses after that, because you clearly see like, okay, this guy is he's not serious, or B, he's only good when he's beating the Poly Malinagis of the world. You know what I mean? And Poly Malignaggi, he got his ears boxed off of him by Artem Lobov and bare knuckle boxing. Like, come on. So you know what I mean? Like, if that's Adrian Broner's biggest win, it's like, you don't expect much from the guy, but he knows how to talk shit and keep people invested. But I feel like now, people, they're not buying into his gimmick no more. They're kind of like, he has to literally go out there and string himself some wins. And I mean, good for him that he's able to get this win against this jobber, and no disrespect to the jobber, but that's what he was. Showtime knew what they were doing. So like tune-up fight, like that's what boxing is all about: tune-up fights and protecting the record. So hopefully, we'll see a different Adrian Broner, or at least an Adrian Broner is winning and he's fighting actual competition. Will we see that? No, because Showtime, they're gonna learn from a rival of theirs, King Coke Oscar, to scam people out of their money. So
So King Coke Oscar. So
yeah.
let me ask
Jesus,
y'all a
man.
question, right? Like, who is his like MMA equivalent? Would y'all say? Because I'm trying to think of people who could like be like, equivalent to Adrian Broner as an MMA world, but I can't really put it on anybody.
I don't know, man. Who talks
I
shit
mean,
but doesn't win like that?
I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
don't
was
know
gonna.
anybody
I
who's
was.
really talking shit that doesn't back it up.
Yeah.
I mean, the only, and I
Kevin
think this
Lee?
is a stretch.
Okay. I Kevin Lee might be a good comparison because Kevin Lee, who's being promoted, he has quite a few main events and he doesn't win
Yeah.
as much as he should, but he still talks shit. Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
right. Kevin
yeah,
Lee's a good one.
yeah, Kevin Lee. I could see Kevin Lee. But I don't think I don't think that would be a good one because first person that came to mind, though he's getting himself back into like a good space, is like Cody Garbrandt, where like and I only said
He's accomplished something though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I know like he's a if you're talking about what a championship like. Adrian Broner was a world champion at one point as
No.
well.
But Cody, he beat the greatest bantamweight fighter of all time.
Okay,
Adrian
yeah.
Broner, you know
got you.
you know how boxing is with titles. Hey man,
Yeah.
we're gonna slap
Yeah.
the IBO
I know what you I know
championship
exactly what
on
you mean.
it's a joke over there.
Yeah, the only reason why only reason that Cody came to mind was just because of in that situation is different because you beat the greatest, right? In his case, but like what Broner, I'm thinking you had a title, you were a hot shit, you were the hot thing at one point, and then you fall from grace, and then like even Cody at one point he was just getting knocked out for like several fights. So like, but now he's on a rebound in terms of his career, so I can understand that, but. Broner, I mean, I think Kevin Lee probably is might be the best option if that's the case. Because to me, what it seems like he just doesn't have an idea of how to stick with what's going on at this point. It's better to just at this point it's just better to move on for real. Like similar to how like the Eagles were like, yo, it's time to just move